If you love America, you're among friends here.
You're tuned in to Rebooting Liberty.
Have you ever wanted to have your own radio show? Rebooting Liberty Radio Network currently has openings for live programs. For a very small fee, we will create a show intro, bumper music, and provide technical production for your hour-long show. Email producer@rebootingliberty.com for details. You can find us at live.rebootingliberty.com.
Water heater broke down last month. It was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up. And she charges us a couple $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
The following letters were written by our troops.
My dear fellow Americans, I truly appreciate your support. I was starting to wonder if people had forgotten about us over here, but then one of my buddies showed me this website, and now as tears are streaming down my face, I can see for sure that you haven't. Private Emily B., U.S. Army.
It's so heartwarming to see the American people not letting the men and women of the armed forces be forgotten. Your letters make a group of grown men, battle-hardened and gruff, act like a bunch of kids around a Christmas tree. Thanks. Staff Sergeant Matthew H., U.S. Army.
Your support may be the most important thing our troops can carry with them. But don't take our word for it. Take theirs. To show your support, visit americasupportyou.mil. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Defense and the Ad Council.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals. Because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge.
It is I, your lovable host, coming to you live from my bunkerized home studio, somewhere within the great grand state of New Hampshire, where the state motto is live free or die. It is not big government or bust. Indeed. It is Friday, Freaky Friday, Fun Facts Friday, Free for All Friday. The Friday is a Friday. I don't know what else are we going to call it, but we could call it anything that you want to call it, I guess, for Friday, as long as it ends up in Friday, but people are going to tell me what they want to call it on Friday. And we try to keep things a little bit lighter on Friday as we slide on into the weekend, which is coming up. Most of you have probably already started your weekend festivities. It is now Friday evening here. Don't forget, speaking of evening, the time is quickly approaching where this program will not be heard in the evenings, at least not live. 5th, I do believe that it is a Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the new year, 2016. We'll be switching to 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. That's right, 3 hours from 2 hours. Those of you from Rush Limbaugh's Ria Linda couldn't add up. So 3 full hours coming up. I'm excited about it. Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot more information is going to be able to be disseminated to you from yours truly. A lot more of my logic and wisdom is going to be out there on the open. I guess I better be a little bit more on top of my game, a little bit more careful. Who knows? Maybe I'll have people with dark sunglasses and dark suits. Not. They might be saying, well, we don't like what you're saying about the government. I don't like what I'm saying about the government. I wish I didn't have to say what I say about the government. Last night I was in Worcester, Massachusetts, for the Worcester Tea Party. It was a small gathering of patriots, if you will, but they were rather electrified. They were very animated. Had a number of good, solid questions for me. I know people, they again, ask me the same questions as everybody else asked me. Who do you support, Rod? Who's your candidate of choice? What do you think of the candidates? What do you think of this one? And I tell people, I haven't really put any my support behind any one candidate yet. And I have issues with all of them. Now, most of them have some good points, but all of them have some very serious flaws and bad points. And I actually wrote an article that I basically explain each of the major what I do like about them and what I don't. Now, for most of the candidates, the paragraph on what I don't like about them is longer than the. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. There is no perfect candidate. That's why I don't like these people who are so adamant that, Cruz is the only one who can straighten things around. Rubio's the only one who can straighten things around. Christie's the only one who can straighten things around. Donald Trump is the only one who can straighten things up. No, BS. I don't do this type of celebrity worship. And neither should you. Because they're not the only ones that can do the job that they're running for. They're not the only one. Hey, check that out. Check out the article, rodeccles.net. Click on the blog, latest blog. U.S. pilots, and this is from Free Beacon. This explains a lot. Because I know earlier this week I was asking people, well, how is it that France and Russia are continually hitting all of the ISIS? Wait, I think I need to explain. I heard somebody ask today. I can't remember if it was on before Rush. Someplace else. But I heard somebody ask the question. Ask the question. Ask the question. What does ISIS difference? Because the president always says, and the White House usually always says, ISIL. This. Well, IS stands for Islamic State. And one of the things you have to understand is that they don't like to say ISIS is because they don't get rid of Assad. And this whole notion that there is a serious threat to the rebels from both sides. I mean, this is, when I was a teenager, I had an idea in my head to write a book. Write a series of books, because I was big into, in science fiction. So I was kind of trying to combine, this was before Lord of the Rings became a movie. I was trying to combine things like Lord of the Rings and Thomas Covenant, White Gold Wielder, for those of you who are Stephen R. Donaldson fans, and Star Wars. I was trying to meld and come up with a story that incorporated stuff of the day. The story that I came up with, the plot, basically had three major adversaries. You had three groups of people that were trying to vie and gain power. And not because, most movies it's just two factions. You got good versus evil. Well, in my book that I never really, maybe one of these days I will find those plot notes and actually just write the whole. I think I was ahead of my time at the because I don't remember reading any major science fiction or fantasy that had three equal factions. So maybe you had one that ended up joining the other major faction, but in my premise, there were three major factions all vying for power of the realm, if you will. And none of them were going to join the other. They were all fighting each other. Now, kind of like what you got going on in Syria right now. You've got Assad, who the Russians back. You've got the rebels, who are the small force, kind of like Star Wars rebels, that have the backing of the Obama administration. And then you have ISIS, Islamic State. Some people say that that they're backed by Iran, a proxy, but it's an Al Qaeda group, I do believe. Basically, it's a good old Iraqi Ba'athist. Got these three factions, and right now the poor rebels, they're because we're not doing what we need to do or should be doing. They're almost inexistent right now. They've been thoroughly drummed out, beaten. So now the war basically is we're just sort of flying around, playing cowboy, I guess, while ISIS and Assad fight it out. Now, ISIS means Islamic State in Syria. ISIL means Islamic State in Libya. Now, the administration can very well have somebody put the blame on Libya for the Islamic State. I mean, after all, that's why they went in there and bombed, and after all, that's why this video upset them so much that they killed the ambassador and 3 other Americans there. So it is safe and preferable to say ISIL. Even when everybody else around you is saying ISIS, notice how the administration always says ISIL, because they do not want you to think that the Islamic State has a stronghold or is strong in Syria. Well, it is. It's stronger than the rebels, and we're not really doing anything to take out Syria. To take out ISIS. We're not. And this beacon that absolutely proves that point. U.S. pilots confirm Obama administration blocked 75% of Islamic State strikes. One of the pilots says we can't get clearance even when we have a clear target in front of us. Basically, U.S. military pilots have returned from the fight against the Islamic State in Iraq, are confirming that they were blocked from dropping 75% of their ordnance on terror targets because they could not get clearance. Couldn't get clearance to launch a strike, launch an attack. According to a targets are often blocked due to an Obama administration policy to prevent civilian collateral damage. According to Representative Ed Royce, the Republican House Foreign Affairs Committee, the problem with that is that ISIS obviously knows this. What are they doing? They're putting civilians in the way as human shields. Well, here's what you do. You know, to some people, it may sound cruel, it may sound mean, but this is what you do. You take the stones and the slings and the arrows. When you do this, however, because you got to have guts to stand up for it, but you just bomb it anyway. Now, one of two things are going to happen eventually. One possibility of something going to happen. One of these two things will happen if you do that. One, the enemy will stop putting innocent civilians up there because they know that it's not going to stop them anyway, stop you from bombing them. Or two, it is going to make civilians say, no, we're not doing it. And they'll begin to resist your enemy, causing your enemy all kinds of headaches and grievances that they don't want to have to deal with because they're in the middle of fighting and battle and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so evidently we're not willing. I mean, look, I heard it today. I've said this, but I heard it today. The military's job plain. That's plain. We're not there to, look out for folks and to protect others. Not the military's job. Well trained, and they have the equipment that allows them to efficiently kill people and break things. That's what they're there for. We're seeing pictures now of potential targets that are going unchallenged because Obama says, well, they might have civilians drive, like trucks. Well, they might have civilians driving those oil trucks. We can't hit those oil. You're supporting the enemy anyway, so it doesn't matter. This whole notion that you only attack, no, you have to attack the entire society, if you will. If you're in a war, your goal is to win the war. And of course, your goal in winning the war is to end the war as quickly as possible, serving your sides. It means that you've got to go in and do something that somebody in the future may think is a little bit horrific, because everybody's second guessing world. The United States is the only country to use an atomic bomb in anger. People are saying, well, that was bad. No, it wasn't. You've got to have the intestinal fortitude to stand up for it. So if you blow up some oil tankers that are driven by civilians, well, stopping the flow of oil that could cause more civilians' lives than just a few drivers. Works. Damage. Nobody likes to hear that term. You got all these liberals. They don't like to hear that term, collateral, and nobody wants to be collateral damage. Obviously, no, they don't want their house struck. They don't want their innocent legs blown off and that kind of. But that's what war is about, which is why you try to win it as quickly as possible, and you try to avoid it as much as you possibly can. But understand when the time comes for war, and you have to deploy your military to kill people, break things, and you should let. Of course, you can't repair the lives and bring them back, but you can repair all the buildings that you've broken. Can't allow the enemy to go on because they'll end up killing more innocent people than you. They'll drag on the war, killing more military personnel as on both sides. The reason for dropping the bombs was to try to save lives on both sides. Million men. Did you want to? Just so a few thousand citizens can survive. No. Sometimes you have to look at the greater good and the greater versus the greater. You have to also remember, we didn't start the war. So going after ISIS in Syria. Now, if it's in Libya, I would say ISIL, because you're not going to ISIL in Syria. It's ISIS, in Islamic State in Syria. Well, we gave them ISIS and ISIL. Obama is just trying to obfuscate the fact that ISIS is in Syria. No getting around that. What he's doing. Now, the policy is being blamed for allowing Islamic State militants to cross Iraq and continue waging terrorist strikes. Representative Ed Royce Wednesday about the flaws in the U.S. campaign to He went 12 full months while ISIS was on the march without the U.S. using that air power. And in fact, to talk to us, they say quarters of our ordnance we can't drop clearance, even when we have a don't understand this strategy at all, because this is what has allowed ISIS the advantage and ability. No, look, we see that we're not making progress, or we're not making progress over there simply for the fact that we're not engaging the enemy. I mean, Russians are dropping bombs left and right. The French come in there and drop bombs and destroy stuff. We've been flying over there for months. And there shouldn't be anything left that we don't want there to be left. But obviously there's a ton. So what the hell have we been doing? Well, under Obama's regime, we've been doing nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Beyond that, we've done nothing. Oh, we've dropped a few bombs here and there, killed, sent a few cruise missiles in, killed a few people, wasted a lot of bombs, wasted a lot of money, wasted a lot of cruise missiles, no big deal. It'll do nothing. You guys, not that we really need to do a lot. We're just trying to drop a few bombs in the air, just a few, not a whole. We're not trying to carpet bomb anything. We just want to do surgical strikes. Wonderful ISIS people. Well, they're putting themselves, putting civilians in. Some of them may get killed in the war as hell. Don't enter it lightly. That's why you don't prolong it. You want to find the quickest. Don't want to drag it out. You don't want to say, well, I don't want to hurt this person or this, but no. Say, get it. You say, like Larry Larry, you're done. Right, I just said, get her done. So get out there, Mr. President. Let the military do what they do best. What they do best is, of course, kill people and break things. Nothing wrong with it, because they're defending us. They're defending the whole. I hate that term, homeland. Oh, I'm George W. Bush. Homeland Security. Department of Homeland Security. Homeland. But in any case, get out there and you find the enemy. And wherever they are, you rout them and kill them. Oh, it's always worked. And the person who does the most killing, the most efficiently, has the biggest army left standing, winner. I don't know, do you want ISIS or Putin or Xi from China? I sure as hell don't.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
Start training for a new career in as little as 18 days. National EMS Institute's innovative boot camp program will train you for a new career. Learn to respond to emergency situations and become a certified EMT in just 18 days. National EMS Institute guarantees 100% job placement. Visit www.nationaleMSinstitute.com today to learn more about our 18-day boot camp. Or call us at 1-800-497-6732. NationalEMSInstitute.com.
Stuck in a boring, low-paid job? By 2017, there will be a shortage of 2 million cybersecurity jobs worldwide. If you have a technical background but don't have a computer certification, you are being drastically underpaid. In months, you could be qualified for a new job in information technology, making real money with real job security. A new career is just a few clicks away at thecodeoflearning.com.
Welcome back. By the way, you can dial toll free all the way 603-835-3224. Again, that's 603-835-3224. And speak to yours truly right here on the Rod Eccles Show live. Daily Mail. Here's something on a little bit on the lighter side for Daily Mail. dailymail.co.uk. College student apologizes for criticizing Black Lives Matter online after her post online got her fired from her job and has activists calling for her expulsion. So she's not allowed to, but wait. I also got something here in my paper pile. About white lives matter, basically. Yeah. Wait till you. I don't have a problem with it, but wait till you hear this. But first, college senior Emily Faz, F-A-Z. Is that like Fonz? You remember Fonzie from Happy Days? Fazio. Is that what Fozzie Bear's name is? Fozzie. Has anybody seen the new Muppets show? I have not seen it yet. Now, my sister says it's hilarious. I haven't seen it. Maybe it's on Hulu or something. Maybe I'll popcorn. Oh, man. Darn it. I'm out of popcorn. I don't use the microwave stuff. I don't own a microwave, by the way. I know somebody says, people out there are saying, what? No, I do not. I have not owned a microwave since probably 19. I do not miss it. Chosen not to have. I don't like nuking my food. Now, I think it's funny. You get all these activists out there complaining about nuking people and dropping nuclear bombs and using nuclear warheads and limited nuclear this and nuclear energy. And then they go ahead and they nuke their food. It is radiation that you're heating your food with and you're cooking your food with. And there have been studies that show that there, in a lot of different foods, the radiation doesn't mutate, but it does mutate. It does change things. It doesn't mutate it into some monster villa food. Which, by the way, I haven't seen a Godzilla. I watch Godzilla again. I love, but you don't have, it changes the structure. A story here about changing the structure about some GMO salmon coming to a store near you. But yeah, I've got one of the, well, it's not an air popper. I don't like air popcorn, to tell you the truth. There's something bland. I know it's supposed to be healthy, but who cares? I like movie theater popcorn with real butter and real sea salt. I have a popcorn maker that is a miniature version of a movie. They've got those big ones. I use coconut oil. Hey, coconut oil is good for you. Use coconut oil, the oil that pops. Then I go to the stove, Because there's no the one thing that should make that would make this pop. If I go to my stove in my kitchen, take a half a stick of butter, toss it. No microwave, remember? So I got to put it on the swirl around until it's all melted. Not before it starts to clarify. All melted. Then I go over to the popcorn. I put the popcorn into my popcorn bowl, if you will, but it's not a ceramic popcorn bucket. Heavy, and it's pretty big. Equivalent of a popcorn buckets that you get at the movie theater. So it's a large size of those. So fill it up with popcorn, and you take that melted half stick of butter, and I all over the popcorn. Then I take some sea salt. Brine some fresh sea salt all over. Mix it all together, and I take that ceramic bucket. And I go sit down in front of my TV, which is no longer a big screen TV by today's standards. It used to be, but it didn't. So I think I got an upgrade. I don't watch a lot of TV. So I'll get the popcorn. I'll turn on a Godzilla movie. Or maybe now I'll just go and try to watch some Muppet stuff and enjoy my Friday evening. But now I got to go. You know, Dunkin' Donuts is testing delivery. Portland, Maine. I kid you not. Dunkin' Donuts is testing delivery of coffee. I don't know if they're going to charge you a delivery fee, but if it's in this a bigger city where there's a lot of office workers and things like that, it might be very good for them. Hey, people, I don't have time to run to the store to get coffee, and the office coffee really sucks, and people really don't. I mean, the Keurigs are kind of convenient, but people would rather have real coffee over the Keurig coffee. I know I would. My preference is not Keurig coffee. If I have a choice over Keurig or real coffee, I'll take the real coffee every time over the Keurig. I don't own a Keurig. I'm not a big Keurig. Great. I think they're kind of spending for those little cups. A tremendous cost when you add it up. I think the coffee's all that great, tell you the truth, coming out. My own personal opinion is, if doesn't drink a lot of coffee, and my dad didn't either when he was alive. Coffee's in the house. It's the Keurig coffee, so that's what I got to have. Now I'm going to have to go out there and get some Dunkin' Donuts. So I wish they were. Hey, there's a business venture out there for you guys. Because, we got grocery stores who are delivering. There are companies like DoorDash, which is kind of like the delivery version of Uber. You can sign up for stuff like start your own. If you need a job, start delivering stuff or picking up stuff for people and delivering it for people for a small fee. And if you do enough of those, you can make some big bucks. And just hey, look, if you start something like that and you got the idea from me, just be sure to kick me back a small, a half. My idea, I think it's only fair, half a percentage. It's not going to cost you a lot. You won't even notice 0.5%. In any case, college student Emily Foz responded to an article about Black Lives Matter activists worrying that the Paris attacks deflected from their movement. Really? So people dying, and these people are worried about that the people dying are going to deflect from their movement. Now, can I say that is the most selfish, self-centered, ridiculous notion I have ever heard. I mean, people, it's a terrorist attack, and these terrorists are already here, and more could be on their way. And they're worried about that this attack and people paying attention to it is going to deflect and detract from their movement. Their fake, phony, useless, self-centered, racist movement. Oh, how sad for you. Now, what she said is, I swear if I see this BS at Southern, I will make you regret even knowing what a movement or hashtag is, wrote Foz on her page. Foz was fired from her job at Wild Wings Cafe after students urged people to call the establishment and ask for her to be fired. Why would Wild Wings bend to such ridiculous pressure and fire this girl for her expressing her own opinion on her own time, on her own page? That is, if I were the girl, I'd be suing Wild Wings right now. That is just absolutely ridiculous. And I bet you that 90% of those people that were calling Wild Wings never ate or eat, do not eat at Wild Wings. Now, we've got some Wild Wings here in the state of New Hampshire. Again, not one of those. Yeah, I've been there a few times. Not sold on them. I'm a little bit spoiled by, so-called family in Buffalo where they originated, and in Syracuse, got some of the at one time they were, some of the best wings. I'm kind of spoiled. So these things, and they're getting off track with all these different flavors. I mean, the flavor, I think it was like some mango whatever sauce. I'm like, that's not a buffalo wing. Don't do mango sauce for buffalo wings. Didn't thrill me. And they're kind of pricey. Really are. I don't mind spending money for good food. We used to have some decent chicken wings. It was the Ground Round. I don't think they exist anywhere anymore. Does anybody have a Ground Round in their neighborhood or anything? Let me know where it is, please. They used to be all over the Syracuse area. They don't exist anymore in Syracuse. What happened to the Ground Round? I mean, they were always busy, so I don't know what happened. So some of them sold out to another type of sports. Kind of ground round. It's kind of like a Ground Round meets buffalo. But their food is not bad. I haven't had their wings yet, so I got to try. Ground Round used to have some decent buffalo. And they had some kick-ass sangria. Ground Round had some awesome sangria. It was homemade. Well, activists who felt that Oz's post was a threat urged for her to get disciplinary action, but the school said they can't restrict free speech. Why not? Her job just did. Oz later apologized for offending anyone and noted that she is not only white, but that she is half Hispanic. Now, see, here's the problem. She capitulated and apologized because, I don't know, maybe she's afraid of him. I wouldn't apologize. I'm going to tell you right now, Black Lives Matter is nothing more than a Black Panther-like terrorist organization, domestic terrorist organization. Yeah, go on. Come on, Black Lives. Come at me. I dare you. You think that she's going to give you trouble? You try taking me on. Come on. I can take all of you with no hands. You can tie both my hands behind my back, and I'll be typing with my tongue. I don't care. I will take you down because you're full of BS, and I can prove it. You're full of hatred, and I can prove it. You're nothing but a bunch of racist, pampered, bigoted, little pampered brats who don't know the first thing about racial tension and racial hatred and racial problems in this country. You have no clue. And I can prove it, and I will take you down. Bring it. These people just get my goat. She's light brown skin. Brown. It's about as bad as when in the safe space. I brought you that story a couple of weeks ago, where the Asian student was standing in the safe space talking about she felt kind of afraid by from another black person or something, trying to threaten her, and you had black students stepping up saying, honey, no, you can't be saying that here, because I guess Asians are not minorities in this country, and they're not have minority feelings. I guess as long as they're not, if you have fear of minorities for whatever reason, if you got a bad story about a minority, it can't be a bad story about a black person because that makes you racist. It can be about anybody else. It can be about an Indian or Native American or an Asian or a Latino or Polynesian or whoever, or a white person. But it can't be against a black person because, as we all know, as we actually heard them say, that blacks cannot be racist, which is another BS statement. Of course they can be, and yes, they are. And Black Lives Matter is a racist organization or a racist movement. Plain and simple. I don't care what they say, what they think. They can try to call me an Uncle Tom if they want to, because that's all they got. That is all they got. They don't got anything else. You just an Uncle Tom, man. You sell out. Yeah, I sold out to Jesus Christ, and I believe that all men are created equal. You think that you get some special treatment because of the hue of your skin. Blah, blah, blah. Wah. Grow up. I feel oppressed. Press my ass. Your daddy makes $9 million a year. You're a rich little brat that grew up in the suburbs. In the rich suburbs, not the middle-class suburbs. You lived in a mansion. You probably have a car that your dad paid for, brand new, full price, probably a Mercedes or a Beamer or an Audi. And you're going to tell me that you feel oppressed. You're fat. You wear expensive clothes, and I bet you got the latest iPhone or Android sitting in your pocket, too. Yes, you are so oppressed. Give me a break. You go on a hunger strike. You could have gone on a hunger strike and lasted for looking at that kid. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. From Missouri. Not saying that he was fat, but I can guarantee that he could have been on a strike, a total fast hunger strike for 2 or 3 weeks, and we wouldn't have known if he lost any weight. He was not oppressed. Some people's probably, now I know some people are probably ducking and covering right now because they're so. Luke's on you, man. Bring it. Is what these people do is they are bullies. We have all this anti-bully stuff. Well, you have these types of people and these types of groups are nothing but bullies. And they don't go after people that they know they cannot bully because they can't get anywhere. They'll look, you can do whatever you want. See, the problem is, I live in the United States of America. And you can try to shut my business down all you want to, but I live in the United States of America where there's opportunity all over the place, and I will survive and thrive no matter what you do or what you try to do, because I'm not afraid of you. I am not going to cower. I am not going to apologize because I have nothing to apologize for. So if you want to try me, Black Lives Matter, or anybody else out there who's a racist, bigot, homophobe, whatever, I'm taking you on. You've met your match. I will not be bullied. Take your best shot. As far as this, Emily Foz, I need to probably get a hold of her. I hope she's not an airhead. I know. Hard to tell. I don't know. Be nice to get a hold of her and talk to her for a few minutes. See how she's doing. Hey, Emily Foz, how you doing? Come on. You gotta love Medea. Love Medea. How you doing there? It's Medea. Now, just think of Medea, Black Lives Matter. Think of her. I mean, she's gonna take none of your BMS, BML. By the way, everybody remembers Taye Diggs, right? A B plus A minus lister actor. He's in that A list, I guess. I don't think he still has to do. Probably people they come to him with parts. But Taye Diggs has a son. Taye Diggs says of his son, says, my son ain't no ways tired. No, he doesn't say that. Remember now, this is Friday. So Taye Diggs prefers to call his biracial son mixed, and he openly questions Obama's blackness. Now, Taye Diggs is from Hollywood. For those of you in Rush Limbaugh's Real Linda, that's actually my term for Hollywood. Actor Taye Diggs, and this is out of MSNBC, MSMS. Actor Taye Diggs recently said he prefers to label his biracial... I thought we weren't supposed to have labels. I thought we weren't supposed to have labels. Labels were bad. Labels were terrible. Labels were evil. Don't label me. I don't want no label. You can't put a label on me, man. I'm labelless. Labelless? No, labelless, man. I don't have no labels. Oh, you're Legolas. Nice to meet you, elf. Actor Taye Diggs recently said he prefers to label his biracial son mixed instead of black, igniting a long-standing and contentious debate about how some people of color should identify themselves. Who the hell cares? Why should you care how this father of this kid identifies? Look, he's a mixed kid. He's biracial. He's more than one. This whole argument came up with Tiger. Remember that with Tiger Woods? No, Tiger Woods is black, man. No, Tiger Woods' mom is Asian. That don't matter. Tiger Woods is black. He black. No, he on the black team. He a black golfer. He's a black pro golfer. He's a black successful man. He's a black man. No, and Tiger Woods is biracial. No, he ain't. He a black man. His mom is Asian, born in Asia. You know, she's got the different kind of eyes. No, you know, the some people call them slanty eyes. I think those eyes are kind of pretty, actually. But you know, she's got dark eyes. She's got the yellow complexion, like yellow skin, you know, because they call the Asian man the yellow man. You got the yellow skin complexion. Half Asian. No, he a black man. No, I remember calling into a Boston talk show. adopting white families adopting. Because they were being adopted by white families. Now, she would prefer that they hung out and stayed in orphanages and in foster care. Oh, no. You white and you Latino, you can't. And so I called on the show to explain who I was. And they both had the gall to tell me I had to choose. Hold on, wait. I'm part Native American as well as African American. No, you got to choose, man. You got to choose. I ain't got to choose half of me. You want me to deny my heritage? That's like telling Tiger Woods, hey, Tiger, why don't you just get rid of your mom? Yeah, see how that works out.
If you love America, you're among friends here.
You're listening to Rebooting Liberty Radio Network, compelling and entertaining talk.
Don't touch that dial.
Hey, liberals, why don't you try rooting for your own damn country for a change?
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
The following letters were written by our troops.
My dear fellow Americans, I truly appreciate your support. I was starting to wonder if people had forgotten about us over here, but then one of my buddies showed me this website, and Now as tears are streaming down my face, I can see for sure that you haven't. Private Emily B., U.S. Army.
It's so heartwarming to see the American people not letting the men and women of the armed forces be forgotten. Your letters make a group of grown men, battle-hardened and gruff, act like a bunch of kids around a Christmas tree. Thanks. Staff Sergeant Matthew H., U.S. Army.
Your support may be the most important thing our troops can carry with them. But don't take our word for it. Take theirs. To show your support, visit americasupportsyou.mil. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Defense and the Ad Council.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals, because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge.
We're going to do some battling. Battling. That's all we do is battling over here at the Rod Eccles Show. I'm going to be doing some more battling. Battling against evil. Battling against ignorance. Yeah, y'all who don't know, y'all ignorant. Welcome back to the Rod Eccles Show. I am, of course, your lovable host, El Rod, coming to you live from my bunkerized home studio somewhere within the great granite state of New Hampshire. And yes, if you missed the first hour, at the end, I fully called out the Black Lives Matter movement. Called them out. They're racist. They're bigoted. They're nothing but bullies. Well, leftists are bullies anyway. Liberals are not. They try to be bullies. But the problem with liberals and me is that the reason why some of them hate me so much, and I didn't realize, I I'm starting to understand and realize now when how some of these people talk, that now that the show is growing, my writings are being known, I'm, speeches all over the place. People are starting to understand and know who I am. My reputation is starting to precede me. And there are people out there that loathe me right now. And I just say, good, that means I'm doing my job. But they loathe me not because of what I say, but because I won't back down or back off or sidestep or backstep or backpedal or do anything else but move forward. I push them out of my way and say, you are irrelevant. Because the only thing that matters to me is logic and the truth. Want to come at me, you better have some facts, some logic, some history. Sometimes they try historical data. Had somebody today just try to throw down with me on historical data on racism. And they took the old tactic but made it new. I didn't know until this young man decided to tell me today that blacks flipped from Republican to Democrat when FDR was in office. Yes, FDR got them to flip because Republicans became Dixiecrats and all the Dixiecrats and racists from the Democrat Party under FDR went over to the Republican Party. Where did he get this type of crapola of information? And it was the most I had to say, well, you know what? I had to tell him that, look, blacks were voting Republican up until the late 60s. And that LBJ, that wonderful president, he is on tape, recorded, of what his exact true feelings of blacks and what welfare was really all about and what he was going to do with blacks and welfare. It's on tape. You can't deny it. So again, I say, this is why they don't like me. Because I'm not like this poor little girl, Emily Foz, who just crawled into a ball and said, I'm sorry. I'm saying, no, I'm not doing that. I am not doing it. You want to, throw down the challenge. Come on now. I know some of them out there are saying, well, you don't understand. I'm like, I understand more than that rich kid out there who says that he's oppressed. I've lived in the ghetto. I've lived in the inner city. I've gone to inner city public schools. Most of them kids out there that go to these highfalutin colleges, they don't know any of that kind of stuff because mommy, it's like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with them. Give me a break. I have lived under threat. I have been shot at. I've had guns pointed at me. I've had cops point guns at me. I've had people threaten me as a teenager and as a middle schooler, threaten to beat the piss out of me unless I left because they were white racists. I know because I've lived it. These little black pampered little thugs have no clue because they haven't lived it. And I'm calling them all out. Yeah, so if you got something to say, bring it. Here's the number. 603-835-3224. I guarantee you not a single one of you are going to call because you know who you're dealing with. And I am no Emily Foz. I will wipe the floor with you. You ain't got nothing on me, honey. I can be as southern black as you want me to be. Talk to them all the time. Them at family reunions. How you doing? Tay Diggs has a 6-year-old son with his ex-wife, actress Menzel, who happens to be white. Now, he recently wrote a children's book inspired by a son called Mixed Me, M-I-X-E-D, Me. Now that sounds like a cute book. Explain a November 13th interview with the griot why he prefers the term mixed to black, which is often how the offspring of black and white interracial relationships choose to be identified. Well, they choose to be identified that way because that's what everybody calls them. Unless, of course, they don't look it. Now you got some mixed kids who turn out to be quite light, and they don't look black. They don't have what you might call the quote unquote black features, and they don't have black skin. They don't have the black hair. So they look. I get people that mix me up. I'll go down into Little Havana. I call it Little Havana, but that's Lowell and Lawrence here in Massachusetts. And look, it still happens to this day. I have people that all of a sudden they're talking. I don't know. They're talking to me because they're talking in Spanish. And they look at me or they tap me on the shoulder, and invariably they say, "You don't speak English? You don't speak Spanish, Meng?" Well, they don't say Meng, but they say, "You don't speak. What's the matter? You don't speak Spanish?" No. They go, "Oh man, you bad Puerto Rican or bad Dominican." I said, "I'm not Puerto Rican or Dominican, dude. I get confused with being Dominican or Puerto Rican all the time by Latinos." So I understand how some of these mixed race kids can get a little confused or be confused of being something else. And a lot of times they're not fully identified with being black unless somebody says, "Oh, you're black, kid. You're black. Black. You black, man. You black." And they naturally identifies with being black. But that ain't all he is. I understand because I'm part Cherokee, man. I'm part Osage. Osage, for those of you in Rush Limbaugh's Rio Linda, is also another Native American tribe. I understand it. I mean, I was a little baby up until I was about 3 or 4 years old. My parents got pictures of me with straight, jet black hair. I looked like a little Native American Indian baby. Sometimes my mom still has a picture of me, I think, when I was like 2 years old in a suit in this, paint. She had a painting made out of it. It hangs in the downstairs family room. I got straight hair in that picture, and I have seen the photograph that was taken for that painting to be painted. I got straight jet black hair, Jack. I don't look like any little black child. Not just black, but that's the point. So these kids can easily get mixed up too. I mean, hell, I'm confused to this day still, constantly, of being Dominican or Puerto Rican. You know what? This one guy that his name is Frankie. Puerto Rican. Married to a Venezuelan girl. Beautiful woman. Frankie comes out of New York City. Now, he doesn't come from Puerto Rico. He's a Puerto Rican born and raised in New York City. Now lives in New England. But he's like, you know what? I grew up, Puerto Ricans, man, we got black in us, man. That's why I like hanging around with black guys. I like hanging around because they're real. And he just has a good time. He can speak. He's got to do. Frankie looks like he's Puerto Rican, but he doesn't care what color you are. But even he thought I was Puerto Rican. He said, "Yeah, that's cool, man, because we Puerto Rican, a lot of us, we got black in us, man. We got some." Telling me all this stuff to prove that, and I'm like, "Yeah, Frankie, I But that's the problem with this country. Well, it's not a problem, but that's the problem with this country is that so many of us are mixed up, racially speaking. That we don't have a lot of people who are purebreds around here. Family's been here for 2 or 3 generations. You are probably not a purebred. So people need to understand. There was a story a few years ago. I can't remember the basis of the story was this racist KKK member, white supremacist. He found out that his great-grandmother on his father's side he said that he was biracial. Now, I don't know if he still says that, but when his first come. Say, I am just now. When I give a talk, I give a speech, a keynote. I know people are wondering. I tell them, yeah, I'm a black man, but that's not all. And you should see half the time when I tell them, yeah, I'm also Cherokee and Osage, and I can prove it. Some people. And you see, they laugh about it, but you see a lot of the faces go, oh. Because they're looking at me trying to figure me out. I know the look. Because I give that look to people sometimes. Like, ethnic background is. They have an interesting curiosity. I don't have any animosity towards them. I think it's just plain curiosity because it's interesting to find. I tell you, these Black Lives Matter kids, I think at least half of them would be surprised to find out their heritage. Because they obviously do not know. So I look at some of these pictures of these events with the Black Lives Matter, and I'm looking at some of these kids, and I'm thinking, oh, son or honey. I know what black is, and black is African. And a lot of them, they don't look like they came from Africa. So there's some mixing going on in there, and they're talking about being, well, I'm a black man or I'm a black girl. Well, no, there's more than that going on. It's amazing because the reason this whole Black Lives Matter thing, loathing, they hate themselves for whatever reason. They hate. It's like whites that got to apologize for white privilege. What? You ashamed of being white? I can't believe I'm white, man. White is terrible. I'm a bad white person. What have you ever done? There was this one guy in college. He was a guy in love with this black girl. In love with him, and it was recently. He's in college, in love with a black girl, and the girl kind of sweet on him. And he comes to me one day and says, "What do you do? It's been so bad." Like, what the hell are you talking about? He's talking about that he thinks that simply because he's white, he's a racist, and he doesn't want to be a racist because he's in love with a black girl, and this black girl is starting to give him the time of day. And they're going to go on dates, and he doesn't want to be a racist. I'm like, boy, I'm going to slap you silly if you don't knock it off. Stop hating yourself, because I tell you what, you know what's going to turn her off? Is when you start pulling this crap in front of her, because then she's really going to think that you're a racist, and you're just pulling your leg and trying to be funny, and she's going to dump you real quick. Can't be ashamed of who you are. Not 1 inch or part of you. Never. Never be ashamed of who you are. This whole notion came up with is because we have all of this this stuff called self-esteem. You can't be. What's the? You can't have this self-esteem garbage. You can be over self-esteem. Trust me. Yeah. You can be over self, and that's exactly what we've done to these kids today. That's why they can't take no. They can't negativity. They can't take it like them. They can't take it when they don't know how to deal with adversarial atmospheres. Do it. Oh, they run to Mommy. I don't know what to do. He don't like me. Badge of honor because you stand for something. No biggie. No biggie at all. Just yeah. They can. I'm just glad that Ty Diggs is not standing firm, and he's not allowing this kind of crap. White. What do you want me to say? He's biracial. Got 2 ethnic backgrounds in him. What else? What else you want me to say about him? He's not just a black boy. He's a white boy too. Problem with you? You a racist or something? No, you can be a racist against white people. Let me give you a little hint, a little secret. Yep, black people can be racist too. Don't fall for this notion that black people can't be racist. Yeah, they can. Look, Malcolm X was racist. Malcolm X was a big, huge racist. So is Louis Farrakhan. So is this movement. Bunch of racists. They're a bunch of pampered, overfed, overpampered, overmoneyed little kids, young adult bodies who don't know anything about the world around them. It's all about them. Me, and their selfish little punk. That's all he is. Bingo, bango. All you out, you stupid. Y'all don't have a clue. RodEccles.net, by the way, is the website. And by the way, don't forget, the holidays are coming up. That great book that you can get over there, just take a look. Bit of Ecclesiastes. Kindle edition. It's only 99 cents. Get it. You'll love it. Where else can you get a good conservative, buck? Come on, less than $1. Think I'm making a mint? I'm not making a mint on that. It's only $1. Washington Post. White Student Union challenges Black Lives Matter at University of Illinois. Really? A Facebook page ostensibly created for an audience at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign called Illini, I guess, Illini, White Student Union, has drawn fire after it characterized the National Black Lives Matter movement terrorism. I just did that too. They're using terrorist tactics. They're trying to make everybody scared of them. Now, created Wednesday after protests sympathetic to Black Lives Matter, the page declared itself for white students of University of Illinois to be able to form a community and discuss our own issues, as well as be able to organize against the terrorism we have been facing from Black Lives Matter activists on campus. Why can't they? Why is it the white people are the only ones that can't have a white union? A little bit racist to me, don't you think? Oh, yeah, I think so. We'll get a little bit more into this when we get back. Don't go anywhere. Call up BLM, will you? Or BML.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
Start training for a new career in as little as 18 days. National EMS Institute's innovative boot camp program will train you for a new career. Learn to respond to emergency situations and become a certified EMT in just 18 days. National EMS Institute guarantees 100% job placement. Visit www.nationaleMSinstitute.com today to learn more about our 18-day boot camp. Or call us at 1-800-497-6732. NationalEMSInstitute.com.
Stuck in a boring, low-paid job? By 2017, there will be a shortage of 2 million cybersecurity jobs worldwide. If you have a technical background but don't have a computer certification, you're being drastically underpaid. In months, you could be qualified for a new job in information technology, making real money with real job security. A new career is just a few clicks away at thecodeoflearning.com.
You're listening to The Rod Eccles Show.
Well, we will see if we get into Black Lives Matter. Called them out. Hear about what they tried to pull on Trump today? Trump wants a data. I know it was covered thoroughly early today. I'm not going to really get into it. It's typical of the left. Typical of the left. Hey, if you want to know more about it, then I suggest go to rodeccles.net, and there'll a couple of links over there in the paper pile that you can get. Check it out. But here from ClimateDepot.com. A prominent scientist declares that climate claims ahead of UN summit irrational, based on nonsense, leading us down a false path. Well, no duh. I already know all that, but this just goes along to show that we have real scientists that the left says there's no real scientist that doesn't believe in man-made global climate change or man-made global warming. There isn't a real scientist out there. All the real scientists believe. They have a consensus that we have a consensus of all the real scientists in the world that believe this nonsense. About the church. Maybe I should start doing it that way. Maybe people will pay attention. Prominent scientist declares that climate claims ahead of the UN summit are irrational and based on nonsense. Can I get an amen? Leading us down a path of falseness. Can I get a witness in here? You guys got to know how we do. Yes, for those who don't believe I'm black, I get that doesn't prove that I'm part black. I don't know. MIT climate scientist Dr. Richard Lindzen, L-I-N-D-Z-E-N, demonization of CO2 is irrational at best, and even modest warming is mostly beneficial. When someone says this is the warmest temperature on record, what are they talking about, he says. It's just nonsense. This is a very tiny change, period. Princeton physicist Dr. Will Harper, policies to slow CO2 emissions are really based on nonsense. Well, look, that's two real scientists right there. We are at MIT and Princeton. You want to tell me they're not real scientists? We are being led down a false path. To call carbon dioxide a pollutant is really Orwellian. You're calling something a pollutant that we all produce. Where does that lead us eventually? Oh, eliminating mammals. Every single mammal on the planet produces CO2. Do you understand this? Well, look, that's why we got the vegans out there talking about, now stop eating meat, man. You can't eat cow anymore. We're trying to reduce the CO2 emissions from cows because we got too many cows because too many people want to eat meat. You want to eat beef and buffalo and deer and all that. You got to stop eating that stuff because we have to grow it. And they emit CO2, which is a greenhouse gas, and it's killing the planet. So your eating habits are killing the planet, man. You're killing yourself. So what do? We have to kill off human beings, right? Of course. That's part of their plan, by the way. Have you not noticed that? Oh, yeah. There is a group of leftists that believe that the world is beyond its natural, perfect number of human beings. I think it's somewhere around 2 billion. We're at 7.5 billion people on the planet, and they think that the ideal number of people on the planet should be limited to 2 billion people. Well, that means you got to get rid of 5.5 billion people. How are they going to do that? Oh, by starving us? Going to war? They've already tried aborting, 80% of the black population in certain cities in America, but that's not working either. All they're doing is getting rid of black babies. They're not getting rid of they're not cutting down on the total population. Hell, even China's own one child per family thing didn't work. They went from 900 million to 1.3 billion people with that policy. Humans are like rabbits. We just multiply. Nothing wrong with that. That's what we're supposed to do. And this planet can easily handle 10 billion people. We're nowhere near the maximum that this planet can handle, especially as science and man's knowledge on how to be more efficient grows. We're not near the capacity of this planet. Greenpeace co-founder Dr. Patrick Moore. We are dealing with the pure political propaganda that has nothing to do with science. May I repeat that, please? We are dealing with pure political propaganda that has nothing to do with science. Who said that? The co-founder of Greenpeace. Can I get a hallelujah? The co-founder of Greenpeace says we are dealing with pure political propaganda that has nothing to do. Look, I'm not a scientist, and I've said that. This has nothing to do with science. And they're going to go around trying to blame a natural occurring gas as the reason that the planet is heating up and is going to burn up. Look, the planet has been both warmer and colder than it is today. And if the planet has been warmer when humans were on the planet than it is today, and we know humans could not have caused that warming period, then maybe we're not causing this one either. And if it was actually warmer than it is today, at some time in human history, is it so bad if we get a little bit warmer? Hell no, because that's just the way the planet works. It's the way the planet is. It's the way the planet wants to be. It's the way the planet is going to go no matter what we do or do not do. We cannot stop it. We cannot change it. All of this stuff is about global warming and global climate change and man-made this and man-made that is nothing more than control. Look at freaking Al Gore has made a mint off of scaring people to death and foisting this carbon trading crap on us. It's a bunch of BS. They know it, but they're making money on it. And they're making policy on it. Governing policy that controls how you live. Man-made global warming does not exist, never did exist, never will exist. I love the fact that they still all blame the United States of America when the United States of America is no longer the biggest or even the second biggest polluter in the world. We have done more to clean up the environment on this planet in our own country than any other nation on the planet. and yet we're still the ones to blame? I mean, this is just absolutely redonkulous, as they say. I don't know about you. This is enough to make a person want to smoke a pipe, smoke a cigar, drink some scotch. All three of those. What I don't have is popcorn. I am sure that somebody somewhere somehow is going to blame my eating popcorn on some kid somewhere starving or temperature rising 0.000001 degree in a year. I'm sure. Well, of course they are. Did you know that there is a nuclear-proof home? Want a nuclear-proof home? Got one. I kid you not, got one for sale for you. All you need is $17.5 million. Underground nuclear-proof home for sale, and it's for sale in Georgia. Georgia. A luxury home that's completely underground is up for sale in Georgia, and it can be yours for a modest $17.5 million. The bunker is 45 feet underground and could withstand a 20-kiloton nuclear blast, according to the listing. 12-bedroom, 12-bath home was built in 1969 and renovated to meet government standards in 2012. There are government standards for underground homes that are 45 feet underground? I don't know. Seems to me that you're 45 feet underground, you can withstand a nuclear 20 kiloton blast, and among other features, among its other features are home theater seats, underground HVAC system, spring system to absorb blast, conference rooms, first aid nurse rooms, a modern commercial kitchen, and a firearms range. $17.5 million. Yours. You know, that was, the 50s was a big time for that. Some are still, look, we got preppers that are still built. There are modern businesses today that build bunkers. Now they're not nuclear bunkers, but they build bunkers for the end of the civilization, basically. You know, prepper bunkers. There was a program. I don't even remember. I don't remember the name of it. On Netflix, there was program about a guy down south somewhere actually built bunkers and built them from scratch, and he converted, the shipping containers. He converted shipping containers into underground, and some of these things were pretty elaborate. I mean, this one of these underground bunkers that he made for this family. Never tell you sometimes the people will put the bunker in their backyard, but most of the time these preppers are putting it out someplace that they can get to really quick, and they don't give the location. But what he made is he made this like 3,000 whatever square foot underground retreat, putting together 4 shipping containers and building them all out and making them into, the storage room, bedrooms and bathrooms and blah blah, everything that you could possibly need to survive the zombie apocalypse underground. This thing had it. Even had, in some of the rooms it had the daylight lamps, or what have you. There have been underground homes, that have been pretty tall, where they have quote unquote underground outdoor space. We've got fake grass and fake trees and stuff, to make you think. Kind of like the Brady Bunch. Remember the Brady Bunch yard? Well, that's what that. So, yeah, it's actually still business around. They just transformed the fear from a nuclear attack from the Soviet Union to zombie apocalypse or something similar to it, to the catastrophe and the total devastation of civilization as we know it, because it'll be some sort of financial calamity. Preparing. You ever watch the prepper shows? Some of their ideas are pretty good just for modern life, period. Being prepared for, storm outages and things like that, and being, But some of these people they just way overboard. Not just in places like Texas and Arkansas. I mean, these preppers are all over the place. There are preppers that are even in major cities. They're doing whatever they can to be prepared in their apartment in New York or L.A. Some of them have timed how long it would take them to hike from their apartment out of New York City or out of central L.A. and getting into the wilder parts, if you will. Doesn't matter where they live. They're preppers. I'm not going to, I'm not. Of the world as we know it, as long as it's not an alien thing that's trying to. What happens if something does happen, but you aren't prepared? I think I would rather be at least somewhat prepared and never have to use those skills or those devices than to be caught with my quote-unquote pants down and not scrambling to survive on a day. Yeah, I've done a little bit of prepping. Not going to lie. I store extra water and certain things. And I have weapons of self-protection and self-preservation. Not going to lie about that. There's nothing wrong with being a little prepared. Look, we've had power outages in New England, and I remember that one time for certain parts in a city, some neighborhoods it lasted for over a week. You should be prepared for at least every human being, especially in this country, has the ability to be 1 to 3 day stay off the grid, if you will. A big deal. It's not highly recommend it that you get yourself prepared for 3 days. Power could go out for 3 days. You want to just make sure that you're well prepared, because if you're well prepared for 3 days, and it looks like it's going to last longer than 3 days, that 3-day cushion is all that you need to make sure that you're. Just look at the. What is it? The Alaska Last Frontier, the Kilcher clan. And they every summer they prepare the last 10 months of winter. They got 2.5 months to live the entire rest of the year. You can do that for 3 days and be prepared for 3 days, and then that'll give you enough to figure out what to do for the next week or month. It's a good start. But right, they can take 3 days and being able to survive a week without any worries. That's a good. Just a little bit of preparedness is all it takes. Just a little bit. You don't got to go overboard. A video has surfaced. A man with a sword goes into an Apple store. New York, Fox 5 New York. There were scary moments as police tackle and arrested a man who went into the flagship Apple store near Central Park with a sword and threatened himself. Now, how do you threaten yourself with a sword? Do you unsheath your sword, hold it to your throat, and say, "I'm going to do it! I'm going to do it! I'm going to cut my head off! I'm going to do it!" I mean, is that what you do? Is that how you threaten yourself? Obviously, the man needs some psychiatric treatment. I don't. How do you threaten yourself with a sword? And can you imagine all these wonderful New Yorkers just trying to scrambling? Ah, there's a man with a sword! Oh my God, it's going to be mass murder with a sword! Oh, I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't be making fun of these people, but it's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. There is a new poll, not a good poll, from the New York Times. It's not necessarily a good poll. New York Times, Poll Watch. Democrats, even Clinton supporters, warm to the idea of socialism. Of course they do. Senator Bernie Sanders' speech on Thursday explaining his democratic socialist ideology carried little risk among supporters and other Democrats. A solid majority of them have a positive impression of socialism. Now, ain't that a pip? Americans have a positive impression of socialism when all their European counterparts that Bernie likes to tout and point to don't like socialism, want to get rid of socialism, or trying to get rid of socialism, or they're in the process of getting rid of socialism. But Bernie says, "Oh yeah, they're one. Look, Denmark and Sweden don't really like socialism because it isn't really working." But Bernie's talking about, "Oh yeah, Sweden and Denmark, those are great socialist countries." No, they ain't. No, they ain't. But, you're not going to be able to convince. Well, I've learned you can't convince people of the truth. They don't want to believe the truth. You can't convince them of it. Because they will do everything in their power to resist the truth. I mean, I've argued with people. I've even given them the links and shown them the proof that they were wrong. You just buy all that crap, Rod. It's like some big conspiracy theory. Like I'm participating in it. Yeah, I just made up all this, this proof that what you're saying is wrong, irrelevant, illogical, stupid, ignorant. Yeah, I made up all the facts and figures that go back through time, however long this talking about is supposed to have gone on. I was alive in 1900. I made up all those facts going back. Yeah. People, they will do the craziest things not to want to stick to what they want to believe because for whatever reason it makes them feel good. Now, for whatever reason, socialism makes these democratic idiots feel good, even though you can point out time after time after time after time in country after country after country after country, even today, where they're trying to move away from socialism because it doesn't work for them. And the left here in this country, they will say, "No, that's not true. They love it. They love it." No, the polls say that they hate it. They hate it. No, they love it. They love it. You just don't want them to be true. No. You just don't want to face reality. That's what that's what we got with these Democrats now, and I'm telling you that people, because they're pampered, they're whiny, they're snivelly little brats that have been over-conditioned to believe that they're so special that they deserve everything, and they believe that they should get everything without having to work for it first, without having to earn it. It should be handed to them. It should be given to them because they're so special. I'm telling you, that's what the problem is. And we got to get these stupid little smarmy little snarky little kids to understand that the world doesn't belong to them and them alone. It belongs to everybody. And they've got to earn whatever they want or whatever they get. It's not going to be handed to them. But people who believe in socialism, they think everything should be handed to them, that somebody else should pay for them. Well, if everybody thought that somebody else should pay for them, who's going to pay for all of that stuff? Huh? Who? They don't know. They never knew. Anyway, we are approaching to the point where we are out of time for not only tonight, but for the week. We'll be back here on Monday for a shortened version because Thanksgiving. So have a great weekend. Gobble, gobble. See you here Monday. I'm Rod Eccles. This has been the Rod Eccles Show. And I am out.
You're listening to Rebooting Liberty Radio Network. Compelling and entertaining talk.
Don't touch that dial.
Hey, liberals, why don't you try rooting for your own damn country for a change?